want to share a true story with you guys. And the reason that I know it's true is because it happened to me. This was in the summer of 2012. Me and my paranormal team, because as a lot of you know, I'm a paranormal investigator, we were told about Millington Hills in Millington, Michigan. Millington Hills is thousands upon thousands of acres of just forest, public land. There's trails, there's a lake, you can get to certain points, and there's, fire pits. You can, have a picnic. And just a little backstory, just a little bit. I'm going to go more into detail with like the legends and how it became paranormal and haunted. But now Millington Hills, hunters don't even hunt in these woods. That's how bad it is. People don't set up camp and enjoy a nice relaxing weekend camping by the lake. They don't, bring a picnic basket and go have a picnic by the lake. They don't do that. So anyways, we get there, and where you park, there's a trail that will lead you to the clearing. That's by the lake, and that's where all the trails really start to branch off. Well, to walk from the parking area to the clearing, it's a good 5 to 7 minute walk. These trails aren't maintained, they're overgrown, so it sometimes takes 10 minutes or longer to walk down there. So we met up with another group, and they told us, okay, when you get down that trail, you'll see this tree, meet us at the tree. So we're like, okay. So we get to the tree and meet up with them. And the leader of the other paranormal team tells us that this particular tree is known as the suicide tree, because in the 1980s, a teenage couple who were told by their parents, we don't want you seeing each other anymore, you cannot be together, decided that the only way that they could be together was in. So they sat by the tree, and they each unalived themselves by a pew-pew. And walking up to that tree and touching it, you can feel the energy in that tree just pulsating out of that tree. And it's like nothing grows around this tree. It's just open. Bushes and everything grows around it, but just this little area around the tree, there's nothing. So, we were like, okay, cool. So we finished walking up to the lake, the clearing, the lake and everything, and we get some stuff set up, our equipment. And it was still light out, so we had a chance to really start looking around and, just kind of scouting to make sure we weren't going to run into any crazy people out there. So, we did our thing, and once it started to get dark, we took one trail and did our thing, experienced a bunch of stuff. And then we went to another trail, and on this trail, as you're coming back down, to your right, there's this big opening. No trees, just a big clearing. And I was the last person in line. And I happened to glance over, and standing there, I saw probably 10 to 12 Native American men. They weren't typical ghosts. You couldn't see through them. It was really people there. But they were standing there in their dress, in their clothes, and they were all lined up, and they had their hands put together, and they had them just kind of down, and they were standing so tall, and their heads were held high, and they just stared at nothing. And then it hit me. They were set to be executed. that's one of the reasons why this land is a hot spot for paranormal activity. A lot of Indians were massacred on this land. And I looked away and I tried to get my group's attention, but they were already quite a ways ahead of me. And when I looked back, they were gone. The Indians were gone. So, of course, yeah, I'm officially creeped out. So I start hustling down the trail to try to catch up to my group. And all of a sudden, I feel something grab me around the waist. Like, really grab it, hard grab. I screamed like I've never screamed before. My team whipped around, came running up to me, and I turned around to see what or who was behind me, and there wasn't anybody. And I look up into the trees, and there was this black shadow that like darted up into the tree. And I told my team that, and they were like, holy shit. I mean, this scared the living shit out of me. And for the rest of that night, I refused to be last in line. If you have never experienced an entity grab you, you cannot fully understand how terrifying that is. The hard grab, just the cold, and the shadow that shot up into the tree was pitch black. And I don't believe it was the Indians. I believe it was a very demonic entity. I've gone back there a couple of times since. Never at night. I don't know if I'll ever go back there at night. But even during the day, you know, it's a beautiful place during the day. It's serene, it's peaceful. But you still get that, you know what's out there. So, I mean, if anybody is on here is from Michigan, in the, you know, Bay City, Millington area, and you want to go check this place out, let me know. Unfortunately, I cannot give directions because there is no, like, address to give. I just know the road it's on and how to get there. So if anybody is interested, let me know, and let me know what you think of my experience.